Hey, what's up, world? It's a beautiful day here at Scalp Logic. I'm Joe, and today I'm here with my new friend Blake. Blake, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell everybody
Sure.
what brought you to us.
Yeah, my name's Blake. I chose Scalp Logic after doing some pretty extensive research on all sorts of different treatments. I started initially looking into hair transplants, hair growth potions,
All of it.
serums, all that kind of stuff, and eventually came to the conclusion after weighing out a lot of pros and cons that scalp micropigmentation was the route I wanted to go.
Okay.
It took, again, a lot of research, but ultimately one day I took out my clippers and put a 2-guard on and shaved my head down to what felt short, right?
Okay.
It felt short at the time because I'd
2-guard.
never done it. Yeah, 2-guard.
Right.
Never done it before.
Okay.
And once I saw the shape of my head, got a little more comfortable with it, that was kind of a turning point in terms of deciding that SMP could fill in the gaps and make my head whole again.
Yes, sir. You're hitting bells with that. That was actually our last video we were talking about. Just shave it. Forget about the hair loss solutions. Just shave it. That's the first step.
Well, and the first step was a 2-guard. So then eventually, like a year later, as I continued to do my research, I'm like, I'm gonna have to take it shorter. So then it was a 1-guard, and then eventually it was no guard, and then lever all the way forward. So it was it was a multi-step process even for that part of the shaving.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good advice, and that's why I wanted just a fresh perspective. We all have our own ways of dealing with it, and I think that's in retrospect, I never actually described it that way, but that's kind of what I did as well. I think that's a good route for a lot of guys. Just kind of baby step it so it doesn't feel as bare, because it feels bare even with the 2-guard, right?
Right.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, it took a while, but it was a process. And then when it came to the SMP industry, there are certainly a lot of strong marketed companies out there, and part of what attracted me to you guys was these videos, the transparency, the openness about the industry, the process, different approaches, what to expect, aftercare. I mean, you guys have a video on pretty much every topic that I had questions about.
We tried.
So it was very thorough, and I found that of course the before and after pictures are a big part of it when you're trying to choose a provider and figure out which path you want to take. So that was another factor as well.
Now, were those confusing? Because that's a bullet we hit often is being able to identify what you can see in the before and after pictures. Did that trip you up, or was that pretty straightforward for you?
Well, so I think it was a combination of sometimes seeing results that didn't look appealing to me, or noticing that 2 seemingly different companies had a picture of the same guy, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird, So there was also, during the pandemic, I kind of wanted to see a video of what's it going to look like if I don't shave my head for a week or 2 weeks. What's the grow out going to look like versus where the SMP is? And
that's
so there were a lot of things that I was trying to figure out at the time and get a real handle on whether or not it was going to ultimately be right for me, and is this something that I can live with and be happy about, and is it something that's going to kind of bring me back around to ultimately what I'll be happy with in my appearance. So
Cool. Yeah. Wow, that was good. That's really cool. So I guess I should have started earlier by saying, but you're on your 4th session?
Correct.
Now?
Today's number 4.
Right. Now you flew into us, so we're doing a little bit differently. So we're doing it a little bit faster. But yeah, today's number 4. So we did 3 sessions so far.
Yeah.
And that's such a common question. What does it look like the during? Blake here is a man who wears a lot of hats, but you're an artist like myself.
Yep.
And I was explaining to Blake, I was like, it's tough for me to let people walk around with a half-finished project. But nonetheless, like you said about transparency, I think there's nothing better we can do to serve the hair loss world than to just be straight up.
Yeah.
And be honest with people.
Absolutely.
So if you come in pretty close, did you get a good close-up? Cool. So hopefully you guys can see the detail there. That's after 3 sessions. That's Blake's treatment. Again, everybody's a little bit custom. Everyone's a little bit different. Do you want to touch on that just for a second? I don't want to take you too long because we are about to do a session, but
I mean, and that was a point that we had in conversation, and it was an expectation that you guys, I think, did a good job kind of leading into the process, made me aware of.
Okay.
So that And of course, the experience is, I'm sure, different for everybody, but coming
Sure.
into it, you know, I saw the transition from the first to the second session, then from the second to the third. And as you go through the process and you see how it affects you individually and your skin, you know, it's something that you kind of adjust to and get a little bit more comfortable with as you
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Because at first it's a little shocking when you see your head after the first session and
Absolutely.
it's red, and you know, now all of a sudden you can see this hairline that's gonna
It's a big deal.
end up being a part of your life. And you know, then as the work continues to move forward gradually, it's like you see it coming together,
Right.
you know, and
Right.
it's harder to imagine, you know, after the first session. Now I'm at 3, I have a really good feel for it, and I see how
Right.
you know, it does fade a little bit after the first couple days as it sets in, and then you know, I think the build-up process that you guys use makes a lot of sense. That was, again, another factor that brought me here. You know,
Cool.
not trying to just bang it out in 1 or 2 sessions, and really taking your time to make sure that it's done right, and that
And that's it.
you know, that
And-
the skin heals properly and all that stuff. You guys have been great about that.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.